Steve McQueen didn't just leave behind cool cars and classic films. He left a hidden empire, vaults, secret deals, a shocking will, and one family member completely cut out. Years later, a surprising discovery turned Hollywood legend into real money. What seemed like a myth revealed something darker, with twists no one saw coming. McQueen wasn't born into fame. He was born into chaos. His father vanished, his stepfather was violent, and his mother left him behind more than once. By 14, he was in reform school in Chino, California, learning to survive. That rough beginning didn't break him, it built him. He became tough, guarded, and independent. His attitude became part of his appeal. He didn't follow rules or care about fitting in, and that made him stand out. Even producers who hated the drama couldn't deny his box office power. Before acting, McQueen joined the Marines. He fought authority and landed in the brig more than once, but he finished his service and brought that same edge to the screen. He didn't act dangerous, he was dangerous. Hollywood didn't shape him, he shaped it. He'd show up late, ignore scripts, and walk off set. But audiences didn't care. His presence was electric. The Great Escape launched him into stardom. He barely spoke, but every look spoke volumes. That motorcycle scene became legend, even if a stuntman made the jump. Then came Bullitt. McQueen did his own driving through San Francisco. That green Mustang became an icon, and later sold for $37 million. Off-screen, he avoided the spotlight. He wore jeans to red carpets, skipped interviews, and stayed away from parties. That only made him more mysterious and more valuable. By 1968, he was rewriting Hollywood contracts. He got $750,000 up front for the Thomas Crown affair and earned over $12 million from profit sharing in The Towering Inferno. He charged $50,000 just to read a script and kept it whether he accepted or not. Studios paid it because he guaranteed ticket sales. But the real wealth was behind the scenes. McQueen collected cars, motorcycles, and watches. He owned property in California, Mexico, and Idaho. While others spent big, he quietly invested. One of his smartest deals was with Honda. His image helped sell motorcycles, and that partnership brought in millions. It was branding before branding became a thing. His off-road racing wasn't just a hobby. He used it to promote gear and bikes he secretly had stakes in. Just being seen in their products earned him money. When he died in 1980, many assumed he was broke. Legal bills and cancer treatments gave that impression. But in reality, his wealth was hidden across properties, investments, and licensing rights. He had structured everything to stay private, and for decades, it worked. No one really knew how much Steve McQueen was worth, and the money hasn't stopped. Even today, McQueen's estate earns millions each year from licensing his name, image, and film rights. His legendary car and motorcycle collection alone is worth tens of millions. McQueen didn't just build a career, he built a lasting fortune. The king of cool became the king of legacy. Hidden away in barns and storage units, his private collection turned out to be one of Hollywood's greatest lost treasures. He didn't show off wealth with gold watches or giant mansions. He lived quietly, but behind the scenes, he was building an empire. He spent carefully, turning his passion for machines into smart investments. By the 1970s, McQueen had assembled one of the largest private motorcycle collections in the world. Over 130 rare bikes, including custom-built Triumphs, Indians, and Husqvarnas. He didn't put them on display. He stored them in remote, temperature-controlled garages. His car collection was just as serious. Nearly 60 rare vehicles, including a Ferrari 250 GT Lusso, a Jaguar XKSS, and the original Bullitt Mustang GT 390. One of his most prized cars, a Porsche 917K, later sold for over $14 million. McQueen wasn't just collecting for fun, he was investing in assets that would grow over time. Each vehicle had a story. Many were race-used or historically significant. He didn't buy to flip or flaunt. He bought because he understood lasting value. In 2006, his estate managers opened a forgotten barn in New Mexico. Inside was a treasure trove. Dozens of untouched bikes, helmets, race gear, even annotated scripts. It had sat undisturbed for decades. The estimated value? Over $30 million, that single discovery changed everything. People realized McQueen's wealth ran far deeper than they thought. These weren't just old bikes and props, they were museum-grade artifacts. Alongside the machines were rare watches, film memorabilia, and personal items stored in safes and vaults. One Rolex Submariner sold for $234,000. Another, a Heuer Monaco worn in Le Mans, went for $2.2 million. But McQueen's investments went beyond collectibles. He had silent shares in racing companies, gear brands, and film licensing ventures. One off-road company paid royalties just to use his image. He also negotiated back-end profit deals in his films. So even decades later, the checks kept coming. Even more impressive, he licensed his name and likeness during his lifetime, something few stars did then. Early deals with brands like Tag Heuer and Triumph became gold mines for his estate. Today, companies still pay to use his face and footage. It brings in millions in passive income each year. McQueen didn't chase flashy wealth. He created embedded wealth, hidden, long-term, and quietly powerful. Every bike, every contract, every leather jacket was part of a larger plan. Even his real estate moves were calculated. He owned large private properties in California and New Mexico. They weren't for show. They were quiet strongholds for storing his collections. One surprise? McQueen kept personal film reels, complete with notes on his performances. These are now part of licensing deals for streaming, creating income from media that didn't exist when he died. He wasn't just collecting, he was building a blueprint, a way for a movie star to create lasting wealth without staying in the spotlight. Passion became property, mystery became money, and the world finally saw Steve McQueen for who he truly was. Not just an actor, but a brand, a strategist, and a legacy in motion. On November 7, 1980, Steve McQueen died in Juarez, Mexico, after undergoing secret treatment for mesothelioma, a rare cancer caused by asbestos. He sought an unproven remedy called latrial, but the risky procedure failed. At the time, the press claimed he died broke, drained by medical bills and lawsuits. In reality, his estate was valued at about $2 million, but that only included obvious assets. Hidden treasures like rare motorcycles, vintage cars, royalties, and image rights weren't counted until years later. McQueen's will left most of his fortune to his children, Chad and Terry, excluding his ex-wife and giving only personal items to his partner, Barbara Minty. A controversial clause excluded any unknown or future children. Several paternity claims surfaced, but never led to court battles. Over time, the estate's value soared, thanks to auctions, licensing deals, and recovered memorabilia. Chad and later Molly McQueen have carefully managed licensing, protecting Steve's iconic image. Steve McQueen's right of publicity now earns more income annually than his films did in his lifetime. From fashion campaigns to special edition cars like Porsche's 911 McQueen, his brand symbolizes cool, grit, and rebellion worldwide. Rumors swirl about a mysterious unopened vault filled with letters, scripts, and an audio tape recorded before his death, potentially revealing new facets of McQueen's legacy. Though McQueen never planned to build a brand, his authentic life and image have made him a timeless icon. Today, his estate generates millions annually, maintaining strict control to preserve the legend. Steve McQueen's name still commands respect and profit, proving that even decades after his death, he truly has more to say. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe for more.